According to UN, more than 226 million people are affected by disasters every year. 31.5 million people are displaced from their homes by natural disasters every single year. During this displacement, people experience the insufficiency of various things. There was a survey ran in Japan after the Great East earthquake in 2011. The victims were asked what they wanted most during the disaster period. Top 5s are water, foods, blankets, wet wipes, and sanitary items. To answer their request and avoid the same frustration, we are offering this innovative solution. VendiAid. VendiAid is a disaster aid vending machine that supplies all the necessary goods and purified water throughout the disaster period, combining different types of advanced technologies together, such as artificial intelligence, biometric sensors, knowledge management system, solar panels, water purification, and wireless and 4G. We wanted to answer the demand of people who experienced the disasters and to get them prepared for the events. VendiAid features an authorization token in form of a microchip in necklace and bracelet, and also biometric authorization through a camera to ensure that the right person is accessing the goods. This is supported by the government to individuals beforehand, and the credit has been allocated depending on the family scale. Once a disaster occurs, the AI will automatically activate the VendiAid system and authorize the accessories when you scan them. VendiAid machines use 4G mobile technology to communicate with the central server to ensure that they are still usable if the internet was down in a specific area. What you can get from VendiAid includes food, clothing, such as t-shirts, trousers and underwears, medicals and first aid, temporarily prepaid mobile phones and mobile phone chargers, GPS, sanitary items including women's sanitary pads and babies' wet nappies, life vest and purified water. VendiAid can be placed to the public areas, for example schools, hospitals, shopping malls, city councils, parks, outdoor and assembly points for local citizens. Expected challenges are, as such, mobile internet coverage needs to be sufficient in the disaster area, even distribution of supplies. Some people can take the most and the rest might not be able to get supplies. To combat against these challenges, we are improving our technologies. This includes working with the phone operators in those countries to improve the signal strength in disaster-prone areas so that VendiAid can be implemented. As beverage companies in Japan such as Coca-Cola Japan and Dido Drinks built a simpler version of Aid vending machine, there is potential to deploy VendiAid on the global market. These beverage companies acknowledge the benefits such as good reputation as a company that can be gained by promoting such humanitarian products.
Compared with other products, why is it a successful product for disaster relief? Research proves that VendiAid is a unique concept which combines multiple technologies to create a smart vending machine to provide more efficient relief to victims of disaster. For example, during the earthquake in Nepal in 2015, around 9,000 people were killed and over 22,000 people were injured, although around 8,000 Red Cross staff and volunteers were dispatched to provide supplies for the victims, as government response delayed any action and people were suffering. Supplying goods to the victims has also been a challenge due to obstructed roads and expensive cost of deploying helicopters to drop supplies. Deploying a helicopter for 1 hour costs around £1,700 in fuel, staff and insurance. VendiAid costs around £2,000 and is more sustainable solution, as people can gather supplies before the disasters strike. During disasters, these machines will also be accessible to provide instant relief without needing government response. In terms of competition, there are many supply kits available by non-government organizations such as Supply Center or VendiAid with a cost of around £170. Those kits are mainly for first aid and sanitation and do not include food and water. VendiAid stocks items specific to type of disaster and features artificial intelligence to learn which products are more popular.
VendiAid incorporates a complex knowledge management system which handles 4 main categories of data: user data, credit, usage information, and early warning detection. All users that live in disaster-prone areas will send an application for the fob online, at which information such as the name, date of birth, address, relatives, and biometric information is stored and captured on a database in a secure central server. Credit is then assigned to each user based on their individual needs and stored in form of a balance. The frequency of data capture is likely to be high initially, as soon as awareness about the system spread, but then gradually slow down once everybody is signed up. The volume of data will depend on the population size. However, the database is very scalable and can handle up to 1 million records initially. The knowledge management system will include artificial intelligence, which can establish usage patterns before and during a disaster. For instance, in previous flood disasters, the number of life jackets needed was much higher than other disasters. By capturing this information, we can therefore ensure that next time when a disaster of a similar nature strikes, the right amount is stocked. The knowledge management system also features an advanced stock management system, which detects when items are running low so that they can be restocked. Stock levels can be accessed by all users online and via the phone application to check whether the closest VendiAid has the supplies they need and also when they will be restocked. Along with the artificial intelligence, we also send surveys before and after disasters to add to our knowledge which items should be stocked or removed. The system is therefore not just static but also constantly learning. VendiAid links into the national early warning detection systems. This data can be interpreted to understand when the machines should be stocked and activated, and also which products should be sourced. This is to ensure that VendiAid is appropriately stocked during the disaster mitigation and preparedness stages. In summary, VendiAid is more than just a vending machine. It is an efficient way to provide essential supplies to victims of disasters by combining technology with humanitarian relief. We believe that the successful implementation of the system will decrease casualties and provide quicker relief to people in need. We have now come to the end of our business case. Thank you very much for listening and goodbye.